So Abhijit, today's topic is sampling, and we have a number of times discussed about samples. Okay, so sample, you're not someone who doesn't know what I'm speaking about. Let's say this is a circle, and this circle represents a population. And this slice, if you cut out of it, this slice is something, or we can term this as sample. Okay, so what happens is this population, we can take India as a country, and sample we can take Telangana as a state. Telangana is something which is representing India in this case, correct? Yes. So sample should be a very good representative of the population. See, in case of India, it's like something which is like it's a diversified country, but generally Telangana, if someone goes from India to any other country, being a Telanganite, he is Indian first and Telangana is second, correct? Now, so in fact, we'll write something here. So what is a population? Okay, again, we'll have some good discussion about all this. A good basic of this chapter will lead to a very good understanding of hypothesis testing. So a population is the set of all items or individuals of interest. So in this case, my population is country India. Okay. And some examples also we can take up. All likely voters in the next election. It's nothing but a population. Okay. So you know there are likely voters can be very big. All jet engines produced in a year. Can be an example, or India Union of States can be an example, or all types of businesses can be an example. Okay. So you know we have different businesses: sole proprietor, partnership firm, company, form of organization, correct? And then what is a sample? Since the chapter is all about sampling, it's very important to know about these two words. Sample is a subset of population. So in my case, if I took India as my population, I took Telangana.
Can you just give me 2 minutes? I'll just be right back.
State. Hello.
So can you just give me 2 minutes? I'll be right back.
As my sample. Okay. You okay? Okay, fine. You want to cancel the call? What? No, no. Hello. Okay, I'm waiting, Abhijit.
Yeah, hi. Sorry about that.
Okay, shall we continue? Example. See, when I took all likely voters in the next, sorry, it was election. All likely voters in the next election, when I took, it was a population. But if I take 1,000 voters selected at random for interview, that's a sample. So if I have a population of 1 million, I'm selecting 1,000 out of that. It is a sample, correct?
Yes.
So all jet engines, a few jet engines selected. Okay, so can be good examples of sample. So if I take up some population in this way and write some words in this like A, B, C, D, or E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. And if I take this is a population, that means it shows all the alphabet of English. And if I take some I'll take a small circle to represent this. If I take just BC out of the first row and then GI and NORUY, it's a sample. Okay. Why sample? See, we will not study the entire population. It's not easy to study the entire population. We will study only few units of population. Okay, that's what. So the question comes, why sample? Only few units of population is studied. Fine. So it is less time consuming as well. And see, we cannot see, if I speak about census, in census we study each and every element of unit of population, correct? So there is a difference between census and sample. In sample, what happens, all these, see, these are all homogeneous, correct?
Yes.
Correct. See, samples are good when homogeneous. Samples are good when homogeneous. That means similar kind of. And census is what? Each and every unit of population is studied. So good when heterogeneous, correct? When you want to study each and every element of population, it is census, it will be better. But when you want to study few units of population and those two like units of population, then sample. And Abhijit understood? Hello? Abhijit, are you following? Hello?
So I just told you, follow.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm not able to hear any from you anything. That's what I'm asking. So, let's say we are speaking about random samples. What is random sample? You have you may have developed some good idea about sampling, na, Abhijit? So, what is a random sample?
Yeah, when you're picking up an element of the population without any biases,
So, there is a clear definition we have to give. Every object in the population has an equal chance of being selected.
yeah.
When word random comes, equal chance comes into picture. So, every object in the population, so object is nothing but we are picking out some samples and there is equal chance of any of them getting selected. Every object in the population has an equal chance of being selected. Okay, now objects are selected independently, that you should know. Objects are selected independently. That means you're not choosy, nothing, just you are selecting randomly and picking it independently. There's no instruction or something that you should select this particular thing. Okay, now see, in statistics, we will discuss, there are two types of statistics actually. One is descriptive statistics, one is inferential statistics. So we'll discuss about those things later. But now let's go into the next topic, types of samples. Okay, space constant here, so I'll just take up. Whatever I'm teaching will be there in your text completely and entirely, so that nothing to worry, and you can give a reading to that afterwards. You can just take a random paper. Okay, now types of samples. So we have to know that in sampling there are two types of sampling: probability sampling, okay, non-probability sampling. Okay, so in probability sampling comes simple random sampling. Second comes systematic sampling. Third comes stratified sampling. Fourth comes cluster sampling. In cluster sampling as well as you have one stage cluster sampling, two stage cluster sampling, multi-stage cluster sampling. Okay, and in non-probability sampling you have like I can take more words like what we say, convenience sampling, purposive sampling, judgment sampling. Okay, so these are the non-probability samplings. Okay, so let's now discuss about each and every sampling in detail. We'll go with the simple random sampling, and then we'll go with the stratified, cluster, etc. Okay, so let's see the simple random sampling. See, I will write the point and I will give a very good example so things will be clear. Every element has an equal chance of getting selected, okay, or to be a part of sample. That means you will be having a population, you will be like selecting your samples out of that, and every element of that population will be having an equal chance of being the part of that sample. Okay, so it is used when we don't have any kind of prior information, since it's random. We have already discussed about probability sampling and non-probability sampling. Okay, we didn't discuss about them. I just like yeah, okay, we discussed about probability sampling and non-probability sampling, but first thing is we should also know what is a probability sampling and what is a non-probability sampling, correct?
Yes.
So first we will discuss about that, and then we will go into the next topic, that is the types of sampling. Okay, let me give that details to you. I'm just writing it here. Sorry, I did not mention that. Probability sampling. So a sampling process where every single individual elements in the population have an opportunity to be chosen as a sample. So same thing I will be explaining you with the simple random sampling. So probability sampling is nothing but when you have a population and you want to like pick out some elements from that population and want to make a sample. So whatever you are picking out will have all the elements of that population will be having an equal chance of being selected or being part of that particular sample. I'll give an example also. And then comes non-probability sampling. It's vice versa. A sampling process where every single individual elements in the population may not have an opportunity
Equal opportunity.
to be chosen as a sample. Okay, that's what. Okay, so you're following?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just move forward.
So in the non-probability sampling, so you mentioned that the population may not have an opportunity to be chosen.
Individual elements in the population.
Huh. Is it equal opportunity or just opportunity?
No, opportunity.
Okay.
There is no opportunity at all. Nah? That you will be like selecting sample as per your convenience.
Okay, fine. Understood.
Okay, so there is you are choosy about your picking. So when you are choosy about your choosy about what you are picking, then where's the chance of being equally like equal chance of getting select like where's the point of like it getting selected or being a part of sample
Yeah, that's
it
fine.
will have the opportunity to being a part of sample.
Yeah,
Okay,
understood.
and that too there's no guarantee na, that every single individual element will have a chance to be a part of sample. Only you are selecting few of them and you are clear about that what you're selecting. Finished. We'll do some examples regarding that as well. So yeah, so now let's see an example. Any example if you have in your mind, Abhijit, can you give
Or
about simple random sampling, which is which is nothing but an example of probability sampling?
probably a lottery.
Sorry,
Lottery.
I'm not able to hear your voice.
Lottery, sir.
Lottery. Ah, yes. That's a right thing. Yes, very good. Lottery is a very good example. And one more example I'm giving you. Yeah, any ticket can come up. Yes. random selection of 20 students from a class of 50 students. Okay, and yeah, that means here you can like put some point here, like you were saying now, equal opportunity we can put, not have an equal opportunity we can keep to be more like precise. Okay, now it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
So random selection of 20 students from a class of 50 students, and each student has equal chance or probability of getting selected. So what is the probability here? Probability of selection is 1 by 50. Okay. So now the first one is done. We have to go for the second one now. So second one, what is the second one we have discussed? Let's discuss the stratified sampling. Okay. Then we'll go for cluster sampling and then for systematic sampling. So about stratified sampling, if I write, so in this what we are doing is this technique divides the elements of the population into small subgroups. Okay, based on the similarity. In such a way that the elements within the group are homogeneous and heterogeneous among the other subgroups formed. Okay, so can you give me a small example of this, if at all you can like think of?
Vowels in the alphabet.
Abhijit, just give me a second. Huh? I'll be back in a second. Yeah. Yeah. If you can think of any simple example.
Yeah, so you can take the case of Nifty 50. So Nifty 50 will be the population, and within Nifty 50 there will be banking stocks, there will be pharma, there will be IT. So there will be the subgroups.
I'm not able to hear your voice.
Are you able to hear me now?
No, actually, very low pitch voice today.
Oh, I think that's happening.
Okay, I'll give an example. See, this is a box filled with bell peppers. So there are three types of bell peppers. I'll just make some bell peppers. Sorry, it may look like something. I really can't draw bell peppers. And let me give some colors to this, okay? One is a green bell pepper. Let me make two green bell peppers. And yellow bell peppers also will make. And then also we will make some randomly some yellow bell peppers. We'll make some red bell peppers as well. Some one or two green. One yellow. Okay, let's equally distribute them. So one more we'll make a red bell pepper. So these are the bell peppers you have, Abhijit, correct? What we can do is we can make a stratified sample of that, in which we will divide this box into three parts, okay, and in which we will take some samples of two bell peppers, and those two bell peppers would be homogeneous. Like I will take red bell pepper in one. Sorry. So you had random, this was the population, and this sample you are making of like three stratas, strata 1, strata 2, strata 3. This can be best example. So you are making like two, this is the bell pepper 2, and this is the third one will make yellow. And it exactly matches with what we are discussing right now. So what did we say? We said that elements with the group are homogeneous. That means the group strata 1, strata 2, strata 3 has homogeneous bell peppers and heterogeneous amongst the other subgroups. And when we see these are three subgroups which are heterogeneous, correct? The subgroups are heterogeneous, but the elements in each group are homogeneous. So this is nothing but stratified sampling, correct? Yes, Abhijit? We'll also write one more example for this, and then we'll immediately move to the next one. What example? Yeah, we will just try to take an example. Okay, let's take some survey. A student council surveys 100 students by getting information by getting random samples of 25 freshmen. So these are the people who are like freshly joining the organization, correct? So there are like 25 freshmen, okay, and then 25 sophrons. These are nothing but the final year candidates of some high school, okay, some final year graduation candidates, correct? Yes. So like let's say if someone is like having 4 years of graduation, so second year we can say someone in the second year is sophrons, Those people can be taken as intern, okay, because they'll be having slight knowledge. And then we can take 25 juniors and 25 seniors. Okay, like second, we can take the freshers of first year, second year, like juniors, like and the complete total seniors. So here these are stratified samples because these are all one category and homogeneous in one sample, but heterogeneous when we take all the samples, correct? Now, stratified sampling is done. Let's go for the next sampling, that is cluster sampling. Okay. So Abhijit, what is a cluster sampling? Any clue? What we do, we in cluster sampling, we divide the sample into clusters, correct? So you need to give me you need to differentiate between what is a stratified sampling and cluster sampling. But first we'll discuss in detail what is a cluster sampling. Okay, then we'll go ahead with that. In cluster sampling, let's do this. Cluster sampling. So, process to choose the sample according to sections or clusters. According to sections or clusters. Okay. Okay. So this is nothing but a method of sampling. A method of sampling population. Excuse me. Where you kind of divide into subcategories. Okay. And then what you do, one or more categories are chosen and everyone is sampled in the chosen category. Since it's a probability sampling, okay? One or more categories are chosen. Full stop. Everyone is sampled. That means the probability of you picking someone from the population and that being a part of the sample is nothing but similar, equal opportunity. So everyone is sampled in the chosen categories. We'll see an example. Okay. And this is also known as one stage cluster sampling. Fine. So as I already told you, cluster sampling can be of two types. One is like one stage cluster sampling, and then second one is two stage cluster sampling. We will discuss about one stage and two stage cluster sampling. Okay. First, let us take a good example of this cluster sampling and understand what it says. Okay. Now, so what example we can take? Any clue, Abhijit? Any example you have, or you can tell like what kind of example we can take for this? Any clue?
No, I'm not sure.
Sorry.
No, I'm not sure.
Okay, let me take an example. Let me think of a good example here. Okay. What can be a very good example for cluster sampling? Okay, let's take some example here. Let's see how it goes, that example. Okay. So, okay. So here, okay, I will take an example of a survey. Okay, a survey is like conducted to select teachers and educators. Fine. So there's a survey or some surveys going on to select educators or teachers. So a survey example, a survey to know opinion of teacher, educators across India. Okay, about new education policy 2020. So you know, like education policy is prepared and new education policy has come into picture for 2020. Okay, so in that case what we can do, we can really take up some for selecting teachers. In this case, first what we'll do is we'll create the clusters of population. Okay, we'll create the clusters of population. For that we'll take India, or let's take Telangana. Across India, no, we'll take Telangana. Okay, so I'm taking Telangana into picture here, and see, in this case you will be having a dilemma. Why are we not doing simple random sampling? See, Telangana is a very big state, and if you want to do simple random sampling, it's a very clumsy process for you. That means you have to take the entire population, and then you have to you cannot go to each and every household and collect some samples, correct? But what we can do here is, that means we will divide the sample. That means we will sample in such a way that we'll be dividing into clusters. We'll be dividing the part of that particular population into clusters. So how we will be doing that? We'll be doing that in this way. We'll be taking Telangana here. Okay. And we will take colleges in Telangana. Colleges as college 1, college 2, college 3, college 4. Okay. And there are some 15 colleges, let's say college 5, it goes till college 15. So in entire Telangana there are 15 colleges. Okay, so these colleges are like clusters for us. Fine. Then what we will do is we will select few clusters from them. We will select few clusters from them. Step 2, select. So what we did is we divided Telangana into Telangana's educators, whomever we want to survey. We know that in entire Telangana there are 15 colleges from where we can get these educators. So we divided Telangana into 15 clusters. Like we took colleges actually, and we divided them into 15 clusters. Each college is a cluster here. Okay. Then now second what we are doing is we are selecting clusters out of them. Okay, select few clusters. Select few clusters out of these. See, I can directly say now, if you like take these colleges as clusters, see this step 2 will be two-stage cluster sampling. Okay, here when you have divided Telangana into 15 colleges, you have divided this Telangana's colleges in 15 clusters, and you are picking some educators from these colleges. Let's say we are taking some 3 colleges here. Let's select few clusters out of this. I will take which college? College 5, let's say college 5. Then I'll take college 7, and then I'll take college 15. So these 3 colleges I have picked up, Abhijit. and then I will survey teachers and educators from these colleges. So can I say this is a example of cluster sampling?
Oh, yes.
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 What we have done, we have divided the data into the population into clusters, correct? So this is like something called for two-stage clustering. Okay, two-stage cluster sampling. We can also take one example of cluster sampling in this way as well, Abhijit. So I'll give you an example. Just follow that. If I want to see some cluster, okay, an example of cluster sampling can be this thing, whereby whatever the result you desire you will be getting. So there are results of a survey to see what percentage of people would attend a cinema screening of a live jig by a band. Okay, so we will take age group in years 15 to 18, this is one cluster. 19 to 25, this is second cluster. 26 to 40, this is third cluster. 41 to 59, this is a fourth cluster. Okay, based upon age group we have made clusters. Percentage makeup of town. That means what is the population of this category in the town? So 15%. That means out of the total population of the town, 15% are the people of this category. Out of the total population of the town, 18% are this category. Out of the 22%, out of the total town, 22% represent this category. Total population of the town, 25% represent this category. Okay, and the percentage who would attend screening then out of this, 6%, 8%, 4%, 2%. Now, see one more information I'm giving you. There are 16,000 people in the town. Okay. So I'm asking you how many. So I'm taking just one. Okay. I'm not considering all the clusters. I'm picking just one of the clusters. With this, I will try to find out my opinion. I'll try to draw some conclusion. So how many 15 to 18-year olds would have to be surveyed if you used cluster sampling? So what will you do, Abhijit, in this case? What we will do? We will take 15%. Am I right? Yes. See, there are 16,000 people down. How many 15 to 18-year-olds would have to be surveyed if you used cluster sampling? So we will take 15% of the population to be surveyed. Am I right or wrong? Hello?
Oh, yes, sir.
We are not speaking about how many went for the screening. We are only saying how many we have to pick as a sample if we have to get our answer. So 15% of 16,000, that will be at least 2,400 people we will take as a sample, okay, to draw our conclusion. That's all. This is an example of cluster sampling. This one which I gave you was a general example of cluster sampling. Can you just take up this particular data, Abhijit, and try to explain me what can be a multi-stage sampling? See, in normal cluster sampling, you will be making clusters and you will be picking out one of the clusters and you will be trying to like identify what or you will be trying to draw your conclusions, okay, regarding the survey or research what you are doing. So in this case, we have to just what we have to do, know the opinion of teacher educators across Telangana about new education policy. So what we did, we just took Telangana state. There are 15 colleges. We took them as 15 colleges. We took them as clusters. And if any of the college we selected in random, okay, and asked the teachers or educators about the new education policy or survey from them, that's an example of cluster sampling. Okay, that is one stage cluster sampling. But what we did is out of these clusters, we again took out more 3 clusters. Am I right, Abhijit?
Yes.
Hello.
Oh, yes. Okay.
We again took more 3 clusters, and out of that again we picked one of the clusters, and from there we surveyed, we asked the teachers about their opinion about the new education policy. That is 2-stage cluster sampling. Now what can be an example of multi-stage cluster sampling? See, multi-stage cluster sampling can be something we will discuss right now. So same example we'll take, but instead of Telangana I'll put India. Okay, instead of Telangana I'm taking India. This is my population. So here also simple random sampling is only happening, nothing more than that. Okay. And what we will do in this, we will take states. So India's population, we will divide into clusters of states. Okay. State 1, state 2, state 3, state 4, state 5, state 6. Yeah, let's take that. Okay. So these are the states what we have taken. And from these states, as per the simple random sampling, these states represent India. So we will pick up 3 states. Okay. Because now we are not discussing about Telangana, we're discussing about India and education policy. We'll take state 2, we'll take state 3, and we'll take state 6. Okay. So this was cluster. Out of that cluster, we selected one more cluster. We made one more cluster. And again, we will divide the states into one more cluster. That is in cities. City 1, City 2, City 3, City 4, City 5, City 6. Again, City 1 under State 3, City 1, City 2. Same category. City 3, City 4, City 5, City 6. Again here, City 1, City 2, City 3, City 4, City 5, City 6. Okay. Now again these cities we will divide into more clusters. We will take under state 2, we will take only city 1 and city 4. Okay. In state 3, we will take city 2 and we'll take city 6. In state 6, we will take city 3 and we'll take city 5. And again in these cities we'll take colleges. College 1, college 2. Okay. And then again college 3, college 4. Again here college 1, college 2. So now you are understanding what is multi-stage cluster sampling. So we are dividing the population into various clusters and trying to get our results. Okay. College 1, college 2, college 3, college 4, anything. So in this case, now we are picking out college 2. Okay. Okay. And here we are picking out college 3. Here college 4, and then we are asking the teachers and educators about the new education policy and trying to get our results. This is called multi-stage cluster sampling. Okay. So now Abhijit, one small query. See, I have explained you stratified sampling and I have also explained you multi-stage sampling. I've explained you cluster sampling. My question to you is, in stratified sampling, we divided the samples into stratas. In cluster sampling, we are dividing the population into clusters. What is the real difference between clusters and the cluster stratified sampling and cluster sampling, Abhijit?
I think it is the number of elements.
Sorry?
Is the size of the samples.
No, see, I'll give you a very good example here. You will never forget that, and you should keep in mind, okay? With one small example, I'll just finish that. What can be the example we can take? Let's take that bell peppers example once and try to figure out what is this cluster and this one. Okay. Stratified sampling versus cluster sampling. Okay. We'll take a box here. Same type of box we'll take here. So there's some kind of labor I have here to do. So we'll do that. We are taking bell peppers again. So these are the bell peppers. We'll make some bell peppers like red bell pepper. There are three types of bell pepper: red, yellow, green. Okay. So this is the data of these all bell peppers. We will only discuss, we'll see the difference between all this. So we'll divide this into 4 stratas and 4 clusters. This is the 4 strata. 1, 2, okay, I can only make 3 here, I think. 3, yeah. 3 stratas and 3 clusters. Okay. Okay. So what we can do here is I can take all the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. You already know, Abhijit, that what I'm speaking here in strata, I will take all the homogeneous ones, correct? As per the property. See, these are all the narrow elements where the students go wrong. Only these areas, if we have good command, then we are like, we can save, we can be very safe. All green bell peppers, second strata. So this I already explained you. Still I am giving a difference of these two. Many students will be having that doubt. What is the difference then? You said strata and you said cluster. What is the difference here? The difference now is going to be only one thing, Abhijit. Here we only focused on clusters but not homogeneous or heterogeneous. So I will take all these bell peppers here. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3 bell peppers. 1, 2, 3 bell peppers. Since I have such kind of data, I'll make it in four clusters. So I have 3 categories of bell peppers. So one red, one green. That means here I am taking all the samples in one cluster. Understood, na Abhijit?
Oh, yes.
I am taking every part of the population in this sample. So directly I'll pick up the sample and I'll try to draw my conclusion when I'm doing a survey. Correct, na?
Oh.
Now you got it?
Yes, sir. Going on. Yeah.
So in cluster sampling, we'll collect the samples in such a way that we'll see that in our sample or the cluster what we are making, that cluster has all the elements of the population. Nothing is left out. So that cluster completely can be can represent the population in totality, and from that we can draw our conclusions for the survey what we are doing. And this one again some labor for me. And then this one. Just we are one sample is left over, that is systematic sampling. If we wind up that, probability samplings are done. We can focus on non-probability sampling tomorrow, the next session, and can try to wind up the chapters. So strata 1, strata 2, strata 3, cluster 1, cluster 2, cluster 3, cluster 4. See, in one stage cluster sampling, you will directly take this cluster and try to draw your conclusion. In two stage, what you'll do, you will take this cluster, okay, this out of these 4 clusters you will pick 2 clusters, and from that you'll try to make that. But that data, the data should be of that kind whereby 2 stages required. When I took two-stage cluster sampling is nothing but a kind of multi-stage sampling only. In multi-stage sampling, the data did not permit me to directly draw my conclusions. Correct. So I need to take India, then I need to take states, I need to take cities, I need to take colleges. If I considered the state, I directly took colleges. That was one stage cluster sampling. Understood? If I took stage and if I took districts and from districts I took colleges, then it was 2 stage. So this is the difference. That's it. Last one is systematic sampling. So that I will explain one simple example and try to close that. Okay. I'll start with an example only, then I'll give the definition to you. That makes more easier. In a group of 180 workers, how will you select a sample of 36 workers by using systematic sampling technique. That's the question. So you have to follow some steps. First, you have to make a sampling frame by randomly arranging 180 workers. Okay. Prepare a sampling frame by randomly arranging 180 workers. Okay. Step 2. Assign each worker in number from 1 to 180. You have to assign numbers. Then step 3. Find the sampling interval. This is very important. So we will find the sampling interval. Find the sampling interval K. Let's say we'll keep that K. That means K would be nothing but on an average, like 180 workers are there. Out of that, the sample size is how much? How many workers in a sample? 36. So what would be my sample? What would be my I'll take my sample size and I'll take my population size. Correct? Population by sample. That will be my interval. So my sampling interval will be what, Abhijit? 5. Okay. Now select a number from the whole numbers between 0 and k plus 1 by simple random technique. The numbers that are between 0 and k plus 1 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correct? So we will just try to take some random numbers. Okay. So like what we'll do is so ours, we have given numbers now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. So what we'll do. So now what we have to do is we have to select one random number. Okay, Abhijit.
Okay.
So let's say you are selecting 4 as your random number. Okay. That means from 4th worker you are starting. Correct or wrong?
Yes.
That is the from 4th worker you are starting. That is your first one. Okay. You have selected that as random. Now it will be in an interval of what? 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So next one will be your second worker. Correct. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That will be a third worker. In this way it goes. This is systematic sampling. Fine. So we will make the definition. We'll just write the definition of this. So if you start from first worker, Abhijit, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 6th worker would have been your. That means you picked number 1. So from that was your first one, correct? So next one would be 6. Am I right? Hello.
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah. So a systematic sampling is a random sampling technique in which a list of elements of the population is used as a sampling frame. So our sampling frame was those many workers we took, correct? And the elements to be included we gave numbering to all the workers now, and the elements to be included in the desired sample are selected by skipping through the list at regular intervals. So that we did after every fifth number we took the next one. Okay, this is systematic sampling. So all the probability sampling is done today. We have done simple random sampling, we have done stratified, we have done cluster. In that we covered one stage, two stage and multi-stage, and we have done this systematic sampling as well. Tomorrow we have to start with non-probability sampling. Okay, hello, this one done, and this one we discussed. Sampling error we'll discuss in tomorrow's session. Probability sampling methods are done. Okay, you can give a reading to that based upon our discussion. Non-probability sampling methods will be discussed tomorrow. Central limit theorem is already done for you, Abhijit. I already explained you that one. We'll do some questions on that. Okay, and then nothing but one more question, done chapter. So this is a small chapter, Abhijit. It's not a big chapter, because this confidence interval has also been covered in the previous chapter as well. So maximum things are covered, we need not cover again. So tomorrow or one more session, whatever it is, we'll close the session. Okay, we start hypothesis testing. Okay, Abhijit, then tomorrow we'll connect at 8:30 again. Okay, hello, fine. Okay, Abhijit.